Guys, this is Sonny from Think to Win. Here I am with a new deck profile. This time I decided to share with you my Raging Form deck profile, because today I had some tests with it. I managed to top locals with it, so yeah, decided to go with it and show you guys the deck profile. So yeah, first we have Clodus. I think that's basically the best starter after the Dark Goat, but I went with this because first Dark Goat is like $20 each and yeah, I like the plus that it can get you some free Blaster Darks, especially if you have replacement boosters, but you are lacking attackers, and maybe you can use the Blaster Dark to retire something on your opponent's side of the field. Because if you have a Dorint outside, it's basically a free call. It only costs you a 5k booster, but whatever, you can survive that. And the other one is the Spinbow Revenger, or whatever its name is, the doggy. I am not running that one because it's just one card, and if you can't use it, it's simply a 4k booster and it's useless. So yeah, this is the starter. It works. I don't use it that much. It's usually a vanilla 5k most of the time, and I eat it with Raging Form, but yeah, sometimes when I use it, it's needed. Then I am running 4 Grim Reaper criticals, the new one, Grim Revenger. Then 4 Air Raid Dragon, and I mean 2 Air Raid Dragon and 2 of Grim Reaper. Basically I'm still needing 2 more of these, so until then I'm substituting it with the old one. And in Revengers you can get away with running different kind of triggers, because they don't have special counter blast. They only care about the Revenger in the Vanguard circle or Revenger rear guards, not in the damage zone. So like that you can get away with it unless you want to call it to kill it for Raging Form, because if you want to do that, then you can't do it with this one, but really it's just 2 cards. And most of the time you have these, and usually I don't have to resort to calling triggers to win. Then we have 4 draw triggers, pretty standard Revenger draw triggers, because yeah, and 4 Revenger heal triggers. Yeah, heal triggers, healing is important all the time, and drawing is good as well. So then 4 10k attackers. I think they are pretty staple in any kind of deck right now. They hit for 10 and are solid 7k boosters in the back zone. So yeah, I recommend it. It's probably one of the best cards. Then 2 old MacLear, 2 new MacLear. I am still trying to pull new MacLears, but until then substituting, and just like with the triggers, unless you call them to kill them for Raging Form, you don't really care, even if they are in the damage zone, because they don't count there, they just count as normal counter blast, unlike in stuff like Steel Dragons and other annoying stuff. Then one special booster for Raging Form. He's pretty situational, but sometimes when I need to use it, he really comes in handy with his 11k booster. Being an 11k booster, hits high numbers, makes it harder for the opponents to guard, so yeah, it's good. And it's much better than running a Karen or anything else. Then we have 4 Dorint. I'm gonna leave them aside for now, and I'm going to explain them in detail when I get to the Blaster Darks. So yeah, until then they will be here. Then we have 4 Masquerade, 12k attacker, and in this clan it's the same card. For example, this Masquerade and the other Masquerade, he is just differently armored. I really like this art as well, and a 12k attacker is needed in any kind of deck right now, in my opinion, because it can hit an 11k Vanguard on its own, or even a 12k one, but there are not that many 12ks other than Majesty Lord Blaster. Then 1 10k Rugos. 10k, he's 10k, there are better cards to run in the deck, but I still have one. I had the space, so why not? Sometimes riding him is good because it's harder for the opponent to hit 10k. than 9k, which is the staple now because of the 12k attackers and the special effect cards that have 9k. So yeah, have him in, and his Psycho Smile is always good. Then I'm running 3 Tartu. I am running only 3, unlike other people, because this deck is already counter blast heavy, and already getting 1 or 2 off in a game is already amazing. Even then you can have a full field, you make tons of pluses even like that, and really you don't really want to use up all your counter blast, because you still need the counter blast for other stuff, for Mordred Phantom, because really your break ride is amazing, use it. And Tartu is a really good card, I like it, I like her, but really even 3, the deck can't really support that in the counter blasts even like this, but running 3 is essential because you want to draw at least 1 in a game. Then we have 3 Blaster Darks. Blaster Dark Revenger, this is a solid card, an upgrade from his previous version. Basically Blaster Blade Liberator clone, but unlike Blaster Blade Liberator, he has Dorint. When a Dorint is already outside on the field, you can call a Blaster Dark in front of it, activate the Blaster Dark's ability of Counter Blast 2, and then because they activate in the same time, you can flip 1 over immediately with this guy's ability. It's really good, it helps you recycle Counter Blast. It's the best, one of the best combos in this deck, because you can recycle Counter Blast and use them over and over again, as long as you have a supply of Blaster Darks and Dorint. I am only running 3 Blaster Dark because, just like with Tartu, it's too heavy for the deck. I mean, you can't get it off all the time, and when you don't have the Counter Blast or Dorint, it's just a 9k vanilla. So really, he's even like with 3 is just the right number for him. You don't get him too much, you don't get him too little of the time. So you can use him all the time, and you can always search for him with Mordred when you break right, so you can always get him out for a free counter blast if you have Dorints out. But really, one of the best, most usual combos I have is call Dorint with this card, intercept, and then call a Blaster Dark, so I can recycle counter blasts and maybe retire an opponent's rear guard. Then I'm running one Nemen, SP Nemen, because yeah, every deck needs an SP. I had an SP, and sometimes it's a situational card, but sometimes it can help you, especially when you have a small hand or anything, or a crappy hand, it can help out. Only running one though. 2 is a bit risky already. Not running a 10k would be harder. Running one 10k and one of these is just enough. I get it sometimes, use the ability, intercept, and then die. But more than one is risky. But yeah, sometimes it can help you with hand filtering and many of the other stuff. So for that, I'm using it for hand filtering really. So it's a good card still, but because it's 3k, it's risky, so you don't want to ride it. Then we have 4 Mordred, pretty standard, one of the best break rides in the game, like I usually say. Counter Blast 1, 10k to your Vanguard, get a grade 2 or less Shadow Paladin. Either if I already have the Dorints out or a full field, I usually get Blaster Dark, so I can unflip some damage. Or Tartu if I need field setup, because I can call the Tartu, it gets 5k, and I can counter blast 2 for the Tartu, so I can get another card, which is pretty good for field setup. I really like that combo as well, but this card is really good. The only downside maybe is that it needs counter blasts. If it would be no counter blast, it would be amazing, even though it's already amazing, but then it would be like super ultra duper amazing. But yeah, and then the stars of the deck, I mean one of the many stars, but yeah, the finisher, Raging Form Dragon for Raging Form Dragon. It's a really good finisher, like usually usually standing Vanguards are good finishers, but this guy For him, you need a copy of him in your hand. Basically, after it attacked, it doesn't care if it hit or not. You kill 3 rear guards, and then you can ride on it, ride on the one that's already attacked, ride, personal superior ride, and then it becomes 21k for the turn, and then you can do twin drive again. So doing twin drive is amazing. And the only downside is that you can't stack the triggers on him, which is not the best, like with Descendant or something, but he can hit, he doesn't have to hit, or unlike a Descendant, he doesn't have to not hit. And so yeah, I think it's a really good card, probably the best Shadow Paladin ace. And I mean that with calculating Drag Ruler Phantom, because Drag Ruler is like an interesting experiment. It's weird. I don't think it works that well. But this one, I think it's a really scary Vanguard, because here, especially if you combo it with Mordred, you have a 15k plus boost rearguard line here, or 14k, and if it's a Masquerade, then it's a 17k plus boost line, and you can stack triggers on it from the drive checks if they perfect guard your Vanguard attacks, and then they have a strong rearguard line to deal with. I really like this one, this card. I think it works. I recommend it. The current price is a bit steep, so if you don't want to run it, don't. You can always go with the Armored. That's a really solid card too. I will probably make the Armored deck profile too, but for now I recommend Raging Form. He's pretty solid. He is solid in real life as well, because until now I didn't proxy him. I only played him on Cardfight area, but yeah, he's pretty solid. I really like his playstyle, and he works, and he pressures the opponent. So for example, if I drive check one, they are like, oh my god, when is he going to ride it? Raging Form, oh no. That's basically how it goes with the opponents. I like the deck, I recommend it. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile, and see you guys in the next video.